I wish it was Christmas today. I wish it was Christmas today.
Christmas every day. Christmas every day. Yeah. Merry Christmas, everybody, from Gallatin, Tennessee. Welcome to Christmas Every Day. This is the podcast that keeps the spirit of Christmas alive all year long. My name is Troy, and I'm your host. So listen up. If this is your first time checking out the show, thank you. Can't thank you enough. We want you to know we do this all year long. We release a new episode almost every Friday. So that means Christmas just really never has to end, and it's not going to. And if you're a repeat listener, can't thank you enough. Thank you so much for coming back and spending some time with us this week. You guys are the ones, keeping this going, and we really appreciate you guys being a part of the Christmas Everyday family. Now, okay, so today is July 24th. It's the last Friday of July. I took the day off because my wife and I are doing a Christmas in July party tomorrow, and we're going to get ready for that and go do a little bit of shopping, maybe put some decorations up around the house. We're really struggling with that because we've got our puppy. Her name is Gracie, and we call her Crazy Gracie because she's a maniac. And every time we put something out, she just destroys it. And she's a super sweet dog, but she's in that puppy phase right now. She's just chewing everything up, and we can't trust her. Oh my gosh, especially when we leave the house, we come back and there's always something just totally shredded. So we can't really put out a whole lot of Christmas decorations for the Christmas in July party, but we're going to do what we can. And but Christmas in July, it's about to come to an end. I'm kind of conflicted on this one. I'm glad to see July end because July, it just seems like it has just lasted for like 6 months. But, it's also Christmas in July, and, they're going to take the movies off of the TV and, whatnot. And I'm just not loving that. But we are going to celebrate with a little party tomorrow, and we're just going to watch Christmas movies, and we're going to eat some food that, oh my gosh, yeah, because I'm just not fat enough. I'm not fat enough. I need to get bigger. So we're just going to eat a bunch of bad food tomorrow, and we're going to take naps whenever we feel like it, and we're just going to, lay around in our pajamas all day long and just really not do a whole lot other than, get up and let the dogs out when they need to go out. I'm really looking forward to that. But anyway, if you guys have anything cool that you're doing for Christmas in July, I would love to hear about it. Tell us about it at christmaseverydayshow@gmail.com because, it's just exciting, to hear what other people have planned. We were going to do it bigger than we're going to do it this year, but, with the dog, just, oh my gosh. The rest of the dogs are fine, but the puppy, oh man, and she's so sweet. I can't say it enough. She's such a sweet girl. But she's just a maniac sometimes, and we just have to save the Christmas in July party, like big, all out party for next year when hopefully she's not quite so crazy. Well, I think we've got a lot to get to this week, so I want to go ahead and get busy with the countdown.
Santa's coming to town. Santa! Oh my God! Santa here? I know him.
It is only 154 days until Christmas. Can you believe this? Okay, so wait a minute. In just a few days, we're going to be under 150 days. And from there, it's all downhill. And, if you're keeping track, like I am, it's only 39 days until September 1st. Oh my gosh. The Burr months where the weather changes. The leaves are changing colors. The football is coming back. The holiday season can truly begin. And listen, there's nothing like that in the world, folks. So, I've talked about it several times lately, but it really hit me, recently that I've been doing the show for about 14 months. And I wouldn't have made it this far, I'm telling you, without you guys listening and giving me all of the encouragement and the support that you give and just being a part of my life right now. It's not that you guys are just a part of the show, but you guys are just a part of my life right now. And I really, really appreciate all the support that everybody's given us. It doesn't seem like it's been going on for quite that long, but, the time has actually just flown by like crazy. just appreciate all you guys out there listening who have made this, this has been one of the best times of my life, in all honesty, just doing this podcast. Even though we've had some crazy stuff go on over the last year, otherwise, this has been a blessing for me. So I really appreciate it. But when I thought about how I've been doing this podcast for more than a year now, it really made me think about the earlier episodes that I put out, where there wasn't any real kind of clear direction. The audio was horrible. Oh my gosh, I went back and listened to some of those older episodes and it sounds like just straight garbage. It's still not that great all the time, but it's better now. And I happened upon the episode that I released on May 17th of last year, 2025. It was my top 10 Christmas songs episode. And the next episode that I released after that was our first weekly episode on June 20th, because I released the top 10 episode and then I was like, man, what am I going to do now? Because when most people get into doing a podcast, it happens like this. Oh man, I want to do a podcast. I've got all these great ideas. And I put out this one episode and now, oh my God, what am I going to do? It kind of works like exactly like that, or at least it did for me. I'm sure it does for a lot of other people. But if most of you are like me, and I think a lot of you guys are with the Christmas, then Christmas music is one of the most important aspects of the entire holiday season. It's up there with the lights, okay? The lights are my favorite. Music is a very, very close second, followed by Christmas movies. And, we all know and we all love a ton of different songs, so it's not easy to try to nail down your 10 favorite songs. It's just, man, that's an incredibly personal thing. Your top 10 favorite Christmas songs, that's a tall order. So I took a look at my top 10 Christmas songs from May of last year, and I wanted to see, if my tastes have changed any. I'm kind of surprised at what I found out. I want to give a brief rundown of my top 10 from last year, and it's a pretty strong list, in my opinion. It's pretty strong, and okay, so this list includes, in no particular order, with the exception of number 1. This list includes Silver Bells by Bing Crosby. Love that song. Christmas in Hollis by Run DMC. Christmas classic, hello. Happy Holidays to You by New Edition. Now that came off of their Christmas All Over the World EP from 1985. Love New Edition. That Spirit of Christmas by Ray Charles. Obviously everybody knows that from Christmas Vacation. Santa's Beard by the Beach Boys. The third track on that album, if I'm not mistaken, and in my opinion, it's the best one. It Must Have Been Old Santa Claus by Harry Connick Jr. You guys have got to listen to that if you've never heard it. It's an incredible song. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer by Burl Ives. It's a staple. It's a veritable staple. Christmas Wrapping by the Waitresses. Very, very fun song. Baby It's Cold Outside by Margaret Whiting and Johnny Mercer. That's the first, I think I first heard that song around 2000, 2001, and that was the first time I'd ever heard that song, and that's the version that I first heard of it, and it's just always been my favorite since. I don't think anybody's even come close to doing it better than those two did it. And then last but not least, Old City Bar by Trans-Siberian Orchestra. And like I said, it's a pretty solid list, but when I was going over it, a few things I felt were just going to have to change. My tastes have, I don't want to say that they've evolved over the last year, but they've definitely changed. And so I started with the songs that I felt comfortable taking off the list, and I call it my Go On Get list. And the songs that I told to go on get are as follows. I had to swap out 5 of them. So, Baby It's Cold Outside had to go. And you know what? It's not that I still love it. It's a great song. It's not a Christmas song, okay? It's really not. It doesn't mention the holiday in it once at all. It's a fun song. It's definitely a winter song, not a Christmas song. That Spirit of Christmas had to go. I love it. But top 10, just, not anymore. Silver Bells, it's an old one. It's a traditional one, and it's still I would say it's in my top 20, but I don't think it's in my top 10 anymore. Happy Holidays to You by New Edition. And this hurts, okay? It hurts to take it off because that's an awesome song. And then Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer by Burl Ives had to go as well. I don't necessarily want to say that it's played out, but it's a little played out. So Rudolph had to go. So since I told 5 songs to go on, get, I had to add 5 new songs, obviously. And there's a couple of songs on here that I never would have guessed would have made my top 10, a year ago. So now I'm going to go over the new and improved list of my top 10 Christmas songs. And these are in no particular order, obviously with the exception of the number 1 song. So let's get into my top 10 favorite Christmas songs. Now, I figured this would be a good way to close out Christmas in July, especially since we're getting ready to just do a party tomorrow and we're going to be lazy and eat a bunch of crap and I'll be fatter afterwards, and I'm sure nothing will make me happier than that. So anyway, let's get to it. So we're going to start off with Christmas Wrapping, okay? So there's still 5 songs on this list from last year. Christmas Wrapping by the Waitresses. Now, this one stays on the list for 2 reasons. The first one is, it's a catchy song. The music's cool. I feel like I could listen to it like all day long. It's just, and super easy on my ears. It's kind of upbeat, but still kind of laid back at the same time. Really, really cool song. And second, it tells a really cool story of this girl. She's been trying to hook up with this particular guy all year long. Yeah, the different ways that it kept not happening, like she got sunburned and his car broke down, and there's all kinds of different reasons why they never hooked up over the course of the year. But then the song ends on a really happy note where they, everybody knows they wind up hooking or meeting up in line at the grocery store on Christmas Eve. So it ends on a really happy note. Now, I don't know if I mentioned it last year or not. This story that the song tells, it's just extremely clever. I really appreciate that. It's a really basic story. The 2 people trying to get together and the different reasons why they don't. But it's just clever the way that the songs were written and, just making everything rhyme. It's very clever storytelling. I appreciate that. So Christmas Wrapping by the Waitresses. The next one is The Joy of Christmas by New Edition. Okay, so, this song is on the same album as Happy Holidays to You that I just took off the list. And I swapped them out because The Joy of Christmas, it just has a little bit more of an 80s feel to it. That I like a whole lot. Listen, I'm a child of the 80s. I was born in 1972. My formative years were in the 80s, and it's got that 80s feel to it. Plus, it's Christmassy. Come on, you can't beat that. And I also love old school R&B, and since I love old school R&B and Christmas music, this one's kind of a no-brainer. It's also more upbeat than Happy Holidays to You, and I don't know, it might be the best song on, what's already an extraordinarily good album. The album's called Christmas All Over the World, and I think you guys have probably heard a bunch of different versions of the song Christmas All Over the World. And these guys are the first ones to do it. It's a great song, but The Joy of Christmas, I think, is probably the best song on that album. If you haven't heard the album, again, it's called Christmas All Over the World by New Edition. You should check it out. It's actually really, really good. But The Joy of Christmas is on my list now, and I'm going to be listening to it throughout the whole season. Okay, so next up on the list, we're talking about Santa's Beard by the Beach Boys. This one may just be, it may just always be in my top 10 because it's the one song off of this album. And look, this album is phenomenal. The Beach Boys Christmas album from 1964. They have 5 originals, and if I'm not mistaken, 6 covers that they did. Just like the whole thing is just phenomenal. Top 5 Christmas album of all time in my book. But this song is the one off of that album that I remember the most prominently from my childhood. We had the Beach Boys Christmas album in my house when I was growing up, and there were so many days and nights, during the Christmas season where that record was playing. It was the record. It wasn't, we had the record on the record player. and so many nights where this was playing, this song is the one that it just always stuck with me the most. Now, with most people off of this album, it's the song Little Saint Nick. But for me, it's this song about, a little boy, and he finds out that the Santa Claus at the local department store, he isn't the real Santa, and his big brother who took him to see him is trying to, calm him down and ease him up a little bit. And it's a great song. It's almost kind of sad if you think about it, but it's also just a really great song. The story that it tells is just, it's really fun, and it kind of shows, Christmas and that whole experience from a kid's perspective. So I really love that. So Santa's Beard by the Beach Boys. It may just always be in my top 10, and you should put it in yours. All right, next up is, I love this song, The Seasons Upon Us by Dropkick Murphys. Okay, this one was recommended to me by Charlie from the Closer to Christmas podcast. You know what Charlie said on his podcast the other day? He's such a kind guy, just such a super nice guy. He said that if you're not listening to Christmas every day, you're doing Christmas wrong. I can't top that, but I would definitely say I can say the exact same thing about the Closer to Christmas podcast. If you're not listening to Closer to Christmas, you're doing life wrong. You need to check out the Closer to Christmas podcast and his YouTube channel. He's got the Closer to Christmas YouTube channel. But Charlie recommended this song to me, and I did a reaction video on it. And oh my God, it's so, by the time I was done with the video, I had a new favorite song, and I couldn't stop laughing. Like the whole thing, it's maybe the funniest video that I've ever seen. The song is amazing by itself. It's about this dysfunctional family at Christmas time, and they do it in a, it's an Irish band, so they do it in a way that only the Irish can do it. It sounds like everybody's hammered, and it's just loud, and it's just rambunctious, and it's just a great, great song. But watching the video just really made the song for me. It's just so funny. This song, it doesn't necessarily put me in the Christmas spirit, because it's not Christmassy like that, but it's maybe the only Christmas song that just makes me laugh out loud. Like every time I hear it, and it's about Christmas. So, if that's not worthy of putting it in my top 10, then I'm not really sure what is. I'm really not. What a great song. It's just hilarious. But watching the video with it just makes the whole thing that much better. The Seasons Upon Us by Dropkick Murphys. What a great song. All right, we're going to move on. So the next song is another song that was on the original list. It Must Have Been Old Santa Claus by Harry Connick Jr. Now this song simultaneously has a Christmassy feel, and it's not really about the music. It's definitely more about the lyrics, but it has a very Christmassy feel to it. And it has this, New Orleans kind of jazzy kind of feel to it as well. And it just mixes the two together. I don't know if there's another jazzy Christmas song that could really pull it off like this one does. And this is another very, very cleverly written song. It's about a little boy who's kind of starting to have doubts about whether or not Santa Claus is real. And he winds up finding out one Christmas Eve, hey, you know what? Well, the big guy came and we had this big time together, and it was great. And what I like most about this song is that it's just, it's a ton of fun. It's got this real fun. It's full of like this real fun Christmas energy. Just super, super fun song. I swear I could listen to this like all the time. Oh, wait a minute. Here's a little known fact. I'm very, very, very likely the best driver's seat dancer in the world. When I'm in the car, nobody can dance in the driver's seat like I can. I challenge anybody. Look, you can't. And this one has me moving just every time I play it in the car. It's just hilarious. It's so fun to listen to. It's just, out of all the songs, okay, so The Seasons Upon Us is a really, really fun song in an Irish, bar song kind of way. This one is just fun all around. And it makes you happy to listen to the song. It's incredible. So yes, it must have been Old Santa Claus by Harry Connick Jr. And this is off of the When My Heart Finds Christmas album, another top 5 Christmas album, no doubt. The whole thing is so good, front to back. You should check it out if you haven't. Okay, what's next? Yes, Pine Cones and Holly Berries / It's Beginning to Look a Lot Like Christmas by the Osmonds. Now, I made this my Christmas Carol of the Week one week, a couple of months ago. And look, okay, I get it. It's the Osmonds. Cheesy 70s, And honestly, this song, it doesn't really even sound all that Christmassy if you're listening to the music. It really doesn't. It actually has just like this laid back, like 70s kind of feel to it. It almost feels like kind of a laid back summer song. If you listen to it, it feels like a really cool summery song. But then the imagery that this song kind of evokes, especially during the Pine Cones and Holly Berries part, it's undeniably Christmas. And of course, it's also a mashup of that song and It's Beginning to Look a Lot Like Christmas. So, it's the words are going to be extremely Christmassy. It's a nice mix of, sort of laid back and Christmassy at the same time. And it's a fun song too. I don't really have a much better explanation as to why this is in my top 10, other than, it just makes me feel good. And, I don't really need a better explanation than that. It's just a great song. So Pine Cones and Holly Berries / It's Beginning to Look a Lot Like Christmas by the Osmonds. Yes, it's the Osmonds. Great song, though. All right, let me take a drink of this coffee here. I'm getting a little parched here. It's for you, Jeff. Okay, what's up next? Christmas in Hollis. Yes, I had to keep it on there. By Run DMC. Now, this one stays on the list for 2 reasons. The first one being that I was in high school and I was a huge Run DMC fan. My brother and I both were. And we were huge Run DMC fans when this album came out and that this song is on. And it wasn't a Christmas album at all that this song was on. It was just one of their regular studio releases, and they put it like towards the end of the tape. The album was called Tougher Than Leather, and just great, great tape. So I that's the first reason. The second reason, what? There just aren't any. I don't want to say that there aren't enough old school hip hop Christmas songs out there. And of the ones that do exist, this one is hands down the best one all day long. There's no comparison. And for those of you who haven't seen the video for this song, do yourself a favor. Go watch it on YouTube. It's bad. It's just, it's just old and it's kind of cheap. But I love it. It's a wonderful, wonderful video to this song. It's just a funny song, and it's just great. Christmas in Hollis by Run DMC. So I can't believe we've already gone through like 7 of these songs already. So this episode's just flying by, but that's okay. It's Friday morning. I'm not working today. It's a great day to get a Christmas podcast done. So the next song that we're putting on the list is Snowy White Snow and Jingle Bells by Vaughn Monroe. I never even heard of this dude. I first heard this song on some cell phone commercial. Oh, wait. This one has also been on the Christmas Everyday Christmas Carol of the Week a long time ago, back last year. But I heard this song the first time. It was some cell phone commercial, and it was a few years ago. And I just heard like 5 seconds of it, and I was like, oh, man, I need to find out what that song is. What a great sounding song. And fortunately, I was searching through YouTube, and I looked up, it was either, I think it might have been a T-Mobile commercial or something. So I searched T-Mobile Christmas commercial, and it just popped right up, and I'm like, oh my gosh. And then so I've kind of figured out what the song was, and it's Snowy White Snow and Jingle Bells by Vaughn Monroe. And I thought it was really cool that the cell phone commercial, a couple of years ago was playing a Christmas song by some dude named Vaughn Monroe from like the 40s or the 50s or 60s, whenever it was. I haven't even looked it up. But super cool song. You should check it out. This is probably the oldest song on my list. I'm not sure how popular Vaughn Monroe was back in the day, but I know he's not all that well known right now, but this is a great song. Just super, super festive, kind of old school song. Vaughn Monroe had this really cool, like real deep voice. And if you go back and listen to some of his other music, it's not all that good. But this song, and he did a couple of other Christmas songs too, his Christmas stuff is really good. It's totally underrated. So Snowy White Snow and Jingle Bells by Vaughn Monroe. This one may not make it till next year, but it's on there for now, and that's all that matters. Okay, next up is The 12 Pains of Christmas by Bob Rivers. I've loved this song for, 30 plus years. I listen to this one when I need a laugh, okay? It's obviously a play on the 12 days of Christmas, and it goes through all these sorts of different holiday scenarios that people just hate, like rigging up the lights and sending out Christmas cards and stale TV specials. And it's just a hilarious song. I swear that it gets funnier every year, and that's why I love it as much as I do. And I think the fact that I'm just like this, grumpy old middle-aged dudes these days, I think that just adds to the appeal of this song, because most of the characters in this song are just like grumpy old middle-aged dudes, and I think that's who most of the characters are in this song. And I don't remember when this song came out, but I think it had to have been in the 80s or the 90s. I did absolutely no research at all for this episode. I just started throwing stuff on the list, and now you've got it. So, but it's an older song. It's from the 80s and the 90s, and it's just a ridiculously funny song. And there's like this Archie Bunker character in there, and like I don't know. I don't want to get too much into it. If you haven't heard it, if you're a younger listener and you haven't listened to it, The 12 Pains of Christmas by Bob Rivers is just an incredibly funny song. And the older I get, the more I relate to it. So it had to be on the list. This one may not make it till next year either, but you know what? If it doesn't, that's fine. All right. So the last song on my list, and this is my number one favorite. It's my number one from last year too. It's Old City Bar by Trans-Siberian Orchestra. Still my number one favorite song 14 months after I first officially made it my favorite Christmas song. I'm going to give you two reasons why. I don't know, man. I think I'm just getting grumpy as I get older, but I'm also getting like sappy as well. I don't know. It's really weird how that happens. But the first reason why this is my favorite Christmas song, it's just the simplicity of the song. It's a guy singing and there's a guitar playing, and that's it. Now, Trans-Siberian Orchestra, they're known for doing these big, like lavish, like real robust orchestral, songs, just larger than life. This one, they toned it down like 18 notches. And I really love that they did that, because, I think if they had added the rest of the band, if they had even added like a string section, if they had added any kind of percussion or anything, I think it really, really would have stolen something from this song. And it would have just been criminal to have done that. And I think they figured that out while they were writing it. So it's just so simple. There's a guitar and there's a singer, and it's just gorgeous the way that they did that. The simplicity of it is it's genius. It's songwriting genius. It really is. Like I said, it would have something would have been just really, really off if they had added anything else to this song. So I'm really glad that they didn't. The second reason why this is my favorite, it's just the stories that this song tells. Because there's two separate storylines to this song. And they're just two of the best examples of the Christmas spirit, just kind of being put into words and set to music that I've ever heard in my life. It's just phenomenal. The way the two stories tie in together with each other. I mean, it's just nothing. It's profound is what it is. It's nothing short of profound. And this song is it's an absolute masterclass in songwriting. I'm not going to give anything away about this song. I encourage everybody to check it out and listen to it. And then I want you to listen to it again, because you're going to want to, after you've heard it the first time. It's like watching a really good movie. You need to go back and watch it again, because there's undoubtedly going to be something that you missed the first time. That's how this song is. And, I said it on the first top 10 show that I did. I'm going to say it again. I hope there are plenty of you guys out there that haven't heard this song yet. I hope a lot of you are about to hear it for the first time, because if you are, I don't know, I feel so happy for you. What a great song. It just embodies everything about Christmas that I could think of. Amazing song. Okay, so that's my top 10 list. So putting this list together, it's kind of made me realize that about half of these songs are on this list because they tell a story of some kind. And I'm a huge nut bag for stories. I love a good story. And, about half of these songs on here tell a story of some kind. And I'm just naturally drawn to Christmas songs that tell a story because, it's like a little mini Christmas movie that, it plays in my imagination instead of up on a screen. And I love stuff that just makes me think. And a lot of these songs, stir up whatever, certain feelings in a lot of people. And that's why I like most of the songs that are on this list. I love a good story. And especially if you can mix one in with a Christmas song, hey man, you're probably going to make the list. Yeah, it's really weird. 14 months ago, I made my first top 10 list, and I had this cheap microphone, and I didn't have any experience. And, honestly, I didn't have, any kind of idea where this podcast was headed. And, looking back now, a few of the songs have changed on the list, but, my love for Christmas music sure has not changed at all. And, all of these songs are on my top 10 list for a very, very good reason. I would love to hear some songs that you guys have on your Christmas lists. ChristmasEverydayShow@gmail.com. Let me know what your favorite songs are, because Christmas music, it's, like I said, I love the lights. The lights are my favorite part of the season. Christmas music has always just been really, really special to me. And music in general I'm a music snob, but I can admit it. And, music's just an important part of my life. And it always has been. I'm not a good musician. I can play a couple of instruments. I can play music, but I'm not a musician. But it's just always been just super important to me. So I hope you like my top 10 list. I think we should wrap it up with the Christmas Carol of the Week. Now, you can check out the Christmas Everyday Christmas Carol of the Week Spotify playlist. Nailed it. By clicking the link in the show notes. And look, this is turning into a pretty nice playlist. You should probably just go ahead and make it one of your favorites and just listen to it all the time. I'm sorry that I'm not on it. I'm sorry you can't hear my voice on the playlist, but it is the Christmas music that I spotlight every week. Link in the show notes. Yeah, okay. So this is another little instrumental number. Last week we did, what was it? Fairy Tale of New York. And it was like this lo-fi version of the song with no lyrics or anything. And so I've got another little instrumental number this week. It's not lo-fi, but it's instrumental nonetheless. And I find out, lately that I really like throwing on some instrumental music. I can have it on in the background, like while I'm at work or while I'm doing stuff at home. Or, because if I'm like listening to a podcast or something, or like an audiobook while I'm doing stuff like working or whatever, I always have to go back and listen again, because I've invariably missed some stuff while I was working or while I was doing, whatever. But anyway, let's check out a couple of moments of this week's Christmas Carol of the Week. It's called Jingle Through the Snow by a group called OTE. Isn't that just a happy little song? It just kind of makes you just want to, throw some earbuds in and get some stuff done around the house and just kind of listen to some cool music while you're doing it. So anyway, I'm going to have to listen. No, so there's not an album that this is on. This is just a single. Anyway, so the band is called OTE. They have some other Christmas songs out there. I'll have to check them out. But anyway, that's going to do it for this week. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for everything that you guys do. We get a lot of cool emails from you guys. I've got some Christmas cards from you guys, so really, really appreciate that. And so until next time, from our family to yours, Merry Christmas.